Hello, everybody. Today I am doing a demo on etching ink drawings. Welcome to Art Prof. We are a global art party. You can see in the Discord that I have already gotten started posting some of the process that happened beforehand. You guys can see up here, this is some horrible etching ink that was super dry, and then I had to carve it out. It's this horrible, disgusting mess that looks a lot like this. Remember, you guys can share what you make if you decide to work with me in the Art Alongs channel, and I'll give you a shout out. Okay, let's get started. The image that I'm using as a reference, this is from my Falling series. Gosh, I think I finished this series in 2012. This is a reference photo I shot of an actress who I worked with to shoot a video, also create some reference images. And so we're going to recreate that experience with the etching ink. Okay, let's get going, everybody. Tell me in the comments, what have you been doing this week in terms of your artwork? Did you make stuff? Did you make nothing? Let me know. And of course, now I can't find my Vine charcoal. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, so I always like to use Vine charcoal just to get started sketching. It's very easy to wipe away. Okay. I'm not going to do a whole lot of planning, but I do want to put this figure far on the right, because the way the head is turned, if I push her over here, it's like she's turning that way. Very simple, basic shape for the head. Actually, I think it's a little low. Very easy to go in and do that. And this is the material. This is called Dura-Lar. And I had the RISD store manager, Michael, who is awesome. He had it special ordered for me from the manufacturer. I'm not even sure this is available at any of the art stores. I sort of think it is not. But it's this incredible material that I've been working with for some time. I've decided I don't want the hair to be that prominent. I feel like the hair sort of gets in the way. I think it's too far to the left. Swipe it out again. We're going to move the head over about an inch. So I'm looking at things like the chin, plane of the forehead. Let's try something where the hair is a little bit more ethereal looking. It's just, it's so heavy in the reference. Okay, so we're going to load up the face to be very thick and dark. We're going to make the hair a lot more transparent so it doesn't look as present. Oh gosh, I have not drawn in a really long time. Feeling it. What art supplies have you guys been using this week? Tell me in the comments. I find hair is one of those things sometimes we forget to do it in a portrait because we're so into the eyes, nose, and the mouth. But I have found this to be very important in terms of really framing things. Actually, let me zoom. No, I think it's okay. I was going to maybe zoom, but I think I'm good. So what art supplies, everybody? Because I was just taking a look briefly. There's an impressionistic painting workshop this weekend. And I don't know if you're here, Radiant, but you posted the yummiest photo of all these pastels. And I just love pictures of art supplies. I don't know, is that like really weird? Like I find pictures of art supplies really, really enticing. It's almost like a food photo. Does anybody else here feel the same way? I mean, it's not quite a food photo, but it like gets me excited, that's for sure. Blocking in the cheekbone and also these creases that are to the left or the right of the nose, because this is not quite a front pose. And I always like to make the chin very prominent because it's pretty critical. Also here on the side, we have the cheekbone. Actually, that's probably a better angle. But then because she's making that face, there's a little fold in there, and then we get to the chin. So looking at the complexity of this contour, very important. And I am drawing the bottom eyelid here, but I'm also trying to really push the direction and to insinuate the presence of an eye socket. Okay, and I'm seeing I need a little, like there's this diagonal that I'm looking at, but also looking at the part of the hair. Maybe I can orient this a little more like that. That's better. Why didn't I do that earlier? Okay, even though the neck is obscured a little, I'm still going to draw it in just as a reference. And I'm looking at the proportions. Definitely the forehead is not big enough, although I don't know, it doesn't really matter, does it? This isn't really a piece that's about making things proportional. Tell me in the comments, do you guys like doing portraits that are more realistic looking, or do you like portraits that really do have accurate proportions? Neither one is better or worse. I think it's just a preference. Like some people really do want to have those proportions in place, really believable looking, and other people, I don't know, want to go all Egon Schiele, which is fine too. Who here's heard of Egon Schiele? Tell me in the comments. One of the German expressionists, and oddly enough, not one of my absolute favorite artists. Like I thought I would have, because he's a German expressionist, which is like one of my favorite movements, but he's not, like I don't get super excited about him like I do about Kathy Kollwitz or Max Beckman. So I want to know, do we have any Egon Schiele fans? And if you don't know who Egon Schiele is, if somebody could type the name into the chat, because the spelling's a little bit hard to know, we can find out who's an Egon Schiele fan and who is not. I'm sort of a fan, but I'm not like super into him. All right, I think I need to move on to the hair, because even though the hair is not going to be super prominent, I still need to get the movement of the hair, like the direction of it. I think I'm going to give less hair on this side. Now I feel like the forehead is too big. Oh no, I think the hair is more here. Yeah, that's a lot better. No, I think she's too wide. I think the jawbone is more like there. Really, it's this cheekbone. That cheekbone is pretty important. Okay, now I'm actually going to pull the hair down. And I think it'll help if I have more hair on this side. I think it looked like she didn't have a skull on the right-hand side. Losing the neck. Okay, and then shoulder, very important. This shoulder is not going to show up that much, so I'm not even going to bother drawing it. Okay, as always, I will be taking work in progress shots throughout the live stream. Oh, shoot. Stupid light is getting some glare. Give me a second. I got to reposition my light. For now, you guys can think about Art Club, which is our best program that we offer here at Art Prof. I am very proud of what we have built. Took us years of development to create a virtual learning space that we feel is warm and supportive. Let's exert some peer pressure on people to take a look, and you can also do a 1-week free trial of Art Club in our Discord. So if you are in Art Club right now, and if you're willing to say hello, tell everybody how fun it is over there, because I spend so much time in Art Club. I just love it. Okay. I'm gonna, well, I didn't entirely get rid of the glare, but let me take a photo so you guys can see how large it is. And let me get that into the Discord. Who's working with me, everybody? And who's just hanging out? Maybe you're having a snack on the couch. I had one snack before the stream, which was a cereal bar, very boring, but I can't eat too much when I'm on these streams. It's too comfortable. Hang on, let me just move this. Okay, hopefully the audio is okay. I had to put my audio in a weird spot because of all the easel stuff and everything, but hopefully you guys can hear okay. Okay, let's see what people are saying into the chat. Lisa, that looks like, wow, that lemon was sour face. Yeah, this face, I think it's not as anguished as some of the other ones. I think it reads more like a Messerschmitt character head. Let me put that name into the chat. Franz Xaver Messerschmitt. And he did these busts called character heads. And I looked at them a lot when I was doing this series. So you guys can take a look at that. So Zerton has been failing to make satisfactory drawings and renderings as usual, and scribbling lots of spheres. Scribbling is where it all begins. A lot of times it's got to start with a scribble before it can turn into something else. Sorry, I'm going to say your name wrong probably. Neboza says, did some little terracotta sculptures and made a bit of hibiscus ink. Oh, I've never heard of that before. What color is that? Oh, tell us more about that process. Oh, very cool. Neil says, my own version, I used acetate and shoe polish. Pretty fun. Well, tell us how that came out, Neil. And if you are in the Discord, which is here, you guys can see we have the Art Alongs channel. And so here you can see what people are doing on the live stream. And look at this, what we have here. Oh, Neil, is this it? That's amazing. Wow. Neil, that is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. What a great job you did. It looks so volumetric. We also have, okay, so this is the one that I posted. You can see better here, more in detail. So this is the best place to go if you guys want to see the stuff I'm posting. And then Randy working on hands for the anatomy track. Fantastic. Oh, I'm loving those knuckles, Randy. Nice job. And also this line of the wrist. So if you guys want to work along with me, you can hop over into the Discord and share your stuff, and I'll give you a shout out on the stream. It's one of my favorite things, is showing off our community. Jen says, I've never been able to find Dura-Lar that thick. Yeah, I haven't seen it ever in an art store before. I'm going to have to ask Michael, the RISD store manager. Next time I'm there, I could call him up as well, find out what the manufacturer was, because this was such a long time. This is like over 12 years ago, you guys, that I was using this material. Salinas, gouache, gouache, and more gouache. Neil has a question. How do I curb my art supply addiction? I don't think I'm the person to answer that question, Neil. Maybe somebody else in the chat can help you out, but it's not going to be me. I guess you could bury your credit card in the ground. Maybe that would work. Even then, I would like find a way to go dig it up. Okay, so follow up on hibiscus ink. The ink from it is red, but turns dark gray on paper. That is so cool. Lisa saying, did you sand the Dura-Lar before the light? Well, actually, this piece that I have here, it's an old piece that I never ended up using, and it's already sanded. So I wish I had a fresh piece of Dura-Lar to show you guys, but I couldn't find one. So maybe next time I'll see if I can get some. But I did record a lot of content before today, so that way you guys can see the whole process, because it's just a lot of like tedious stuff that I had to do with the etching ink can and stuff that I don't think you guys want to watch on a live stream, but that will come out in a video later on. Okay, so it looks like Zerton likes Egon Sheila, so to sketch pause. And Brandon prefers correct proportions in a portrait. And Salinas is more of a stickler as well. And I don't know how to say your name, sorry. I'm just going to call you O, unless there's something else you want me to call you. But, okay, not heard of Sheila. In general, I do prefer some likeness in portraits. I'm just so bad at it. That's why I prefer inanimate objects. Oh, portraits are not for everybody. Alexandra says, not a fan of Egon Sheila. It's too bloaty brush reliant for me. I like impressionist to realism, but I do a type of filtered realism in my art. Oh, yeah, it is absolutely the thing. Depends on, is it your cup of tea? Some people really don't like his work. I'm just curious to see what people think. Oh, yes. Thank you, Art Club members who are saying that they highly recommend it for Jen, and Salinas, who says, I love Art Club. And you know something else, you guys? Here is the big change that is happening starting next Tuesday. And that is that the Tuesday live streams are moving to Art Club, because the feature we are adding to Art Club is a video library. So I will still continue doing public streams on Friday, but this is really fun to have a library that's just inside Art Club. I think that'll be really fun for interaction in a different way. But also, this is another thing that I started doing in Art Club, is giving people video replies. And that is also going to go into the Art Club video library. So basically, Art Club is getting more awesome every day. And I spent a long time overhauling the page on the website. Again, it is the best program, biggest bang for your buck that we offer. Open Studios, voice sessions, keeps you accountable. I know a lot of people like to have time that's set aside in advance when to work. Voice chats with staff. You can talk to Lauren, Deepti, Jordan, and I. Ask us anything, have us critique your work. And I also do audio critiques in Art Club. If you guys have interest, go down to the video description below. And remember, you can do a 1-month free trial. Also, oh, good. Thank you, Sketchpause. I'm glad to hear the audio isn't so bad. Well, we have Richard, who is eating a sweet potato with steak. Oh, that sounds really good. I don't really like eating steak that often because it's heavy, but oh, when you can get a good steak, oh, it's fantastic. But I don't get to have it that much because my spouse is vegetarian, so we just don't eat a lot of meat in my family in general. Okay, so Nabosa is asking, how do I find the Discord channel? Okay, so if you guys come over here, you scroll. Oh, I should hide this. Hang on a sec. Okay, so if you guys come here, you can see this is community, right? So this is where we have like general chat and everything. If you guys just scroll down, there's a section here for live streams. And if you click here, this is the Art Alongs channel. And we can see Lisa got a texture by rolling a piece of all thread in paint and then all over my piece. Oh, that is brilliant. Look at it. It's like pre-made cross hatching. What material is that? Is that paint, Lisa? It almost looks like scratch board in a couple spots. Salinas broke out my, quote, crappy sketchbook to play along. Oh my gosh, I love this. It's like a little mosaic, Salinas. That is fantastic. Yeah, so if you guys want to work along with me today, I would love to give you a shout out on the stream. Brandon's asking, how do you deal with second guessing yourself while doing the 2500 challenge of notice that I second guess my decisions and eat up my time? Find a way to turn off your brain, because I agree, it gets very disruptive when you start feeling like you're doing that. I recommend putting on a movie to listen to or a podcast, or play your music really loud, because it's a disruption to your process. And if you can have your mind somewhat focused on something else, that can be very, very helpful. Tolly's asking, what is Dura-Lar? It's basically like acetate. I don't know what the chemical makeup is, but it's basically a piece of plastic the way acetate is, except the one that I have is very, very thick. And yes, I am answering questions on the stream. What would help me is if you guys type question in all caps, and that way it'll be easier for me to spot your question. And if I miss it, you guys can always repost. Okay. We're going to start the etching ink. And to do that, oh, these gloves are already so disgusting. Oh, it's so gross. The thing about this etching ink, it's just really, really, it's so sticky. It's like tar, you guys. So you always have to have gloves. Otherwise, it's impossible. The other thing I recommend because the gloves can get a little bit gross inside. You get sweaty. So I always have some baby powder, and I put this into my gloves later on so they don't get too gross. Okay. Oh boy, this is going to be a lot to manage. I don't really want to touch my mouse with this. Okay, so what I have, this is a piece of plexiglass, and this is the etching ink. And you guys can see it's very thick, very high viscosity. It's so, so thick. Doesn't drip at all. And then the can of etching ink is here. This is Graphic Chemical. It's my favorite black, Renaissance black. And I did film a video where I had to peel the skin off of the can. And it's horrible and messy. I'm sparing you guys that for now. Okay, so what I do is I just do this. And I just dip my finger like that. Mostly I just use this one finger, at least to get started. Oh, it's so sticky. And then it's a matter of choosing what to articulate first. Sometimes the glove is a little bit too, it's not tight enough, so I'll just pull it back so it's really stuck. So it's really about getting the ink and pushing it. I try to get spots that I feel are really important, like this one little bend up there. And then this eye. So you can see how different the strokes are. So I'm looking for moments of tension. For example, up here, that's a real moment of tension. And I never know how things are going to go. When I go to put down a mark, I have no idea if it's going to be total wreck or something that looks somewhat decent. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to zoom in with my camera so you guys can see the marks better. So just give me a sec. I think my kid stole my zoom lens. So I don't know where my zoom lens is right now. And I'm going to blame my kid on that. Okay, hopefully that makes it easier for you guys to see. And I will take a close-up so all of you can see up close what that looks like. The marks are pretty cool. By the way, who here was interested in this process? Because I think the thing about these drawings that I've been doing is that if you look at the drawings online, they just look like charcoal drawings, and you really have to have, oh, this is so gross. You really have to either see a close-up or see it in person. And of course, most people will not see these in person. To understand how they're made. So I guess this is an excuse for me to show people what's really involved making this. Okay, I feel like I'm using my finger too much, so I'm going to go in and use more my thumb. I'm being a little conservative right now because I'm warming up a little bit. But ultimately, the cool thing about this technique is that you can do things where you're really smearing the surface. It's literally finger painting. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit with the hair, but not too much. I'm going to keep the hair pretty light. I don't want to get a lot of value up there. Let's do the mouth. Oh, actually, I think I need to do more with the hair. I think I'm skipping the hair, which is bad. Have to set a good example, everybody. Yeah, let me see. I might be able to put this a little closer. Oh, yeah, that's better. Does that help you guys see better? I hope so. I hope it's still in focus. Can fix it if you guys see that. But yeah, this process took me a really long time to figure out. And this is where my background in printmaking has been very interesting, because now my tendency when I draw is to use printmaking materials to draw with. And I don't think most artists think to do that unless they have printmaking experience. Oh God, this is a real mess. I forgot. It's so sticky. I don't know if you guys can hear how sticky it is. But that's the thing about this technique that I think is difficult, is that stickiness is hard. And then the other thing is to think about the speed of the mark. For example, I'm doing some quicker strokes back here in the hair. And then do you guys see how up here, this is like super tacky and thick, and then you can get more gradients like this? And sometimes I'll just find one part of the hair that I really want to emphasize. Like there's this one spot that gets quite dark. So I'm curious, those of you guys who have seen my drawings, are you surprised by this process, or is it what you expected to see? Oh, whoops. Did something go wrong with the stream? Hang on a sec. Wait, what happened? I think something happened in OBS. Give me a second, everybody. I have to fix it. Ugh, see, I hate these gloves. They're so sticky. Ugh. Okay. I think my camera, I think my OBS doesn't like me. Hang on a sec. I might have to reconnect this. Yeah, I think I do. Okay, give me a sec, everybody. This won't take very long. I just have to reconnect it. And I did see a couple questions about the process. I will get to those in a minute. Okay, that was easy. You know what? While I'm here, I'm going to see if I can come up even closer, so you guys can see more detail. Okay. Let's try that. Okay, there we go. I think that's a little bit better. Let me double check the focus, everybody. Sorry, this is what happens. You have to see the mess, what it takes to stream live. Okay, let me do some photos of where the drawing is right now, and I will get those into the Discord because I love seeing the freshness of the strokes. That's one of my favorite things about this material. Okay, these are now going to go into the Discord. It's in the Art Alongs channel. if you're not in there, go hang out, because you guys are sharing stuff. Like I see Dave just posted something, and I'd love to see what everybody is up to. Okay, and I'll show you guys in a minute what that looks like. Okay, let's take a look at some questions. Hopefully my video is back. Sorry, my DSLR was not really cooperating, everybody. And by the way, you guys, if you are not on our email list, you should be, because this is where you get all the news about fun stuff. And we know that email does not have an algorithm like all these social media platforms, because I write personal letters. Writing is something I don't get to do remotely as much as I would like to, but that's where once in a while I'm able to write those personal letters in our email list. And again, link is in the description. Okay. We have a question from Tally. Can you do this with other forms of printmaking ink, like block printing ink? I think so. I guess I'd be a little bit nervous to do water-based printmaking ink because, well, first of all, it's a lot more slippery, which makes it harder to get that like thick tackiness. It really is like tar. Like that's basically what I'm working with. And the water-based inks tend to be very thin. Like they don't have that stickiness that I really enjoy, but you can try it. 7A says, looks terribly sticky. Does it have a lot of resistance or smooth? It's so sticky. It's like so much resistance. It is not smooth at all. Yeah. Brandon says, how would you compare this compared to wet charcoal? Oh, it's so different. The stickiness, the intensity of the color is really rich, because even the darkest charcoal, it can't compete with how just intense the etching ink is in terms of those blacks. Oofsy says it literally looks like painting with tar. The marks are cool, but fighting the gloves. Ugh. Well, I have years doing printmaking where you're just doing that all day. I mean, this is way messier than anything I would ever do. Like if I was wiping an intaglio plate, it would not be like this. Like this is really, really over the top for using this type of ink. Randy's asking, what is the most tedious art supply, whether media or canvas, you feel is worth working with? Do you mean tedious in terms of the process, like making it is very tedious? The technique that I think is the most tedious in terms of printmaking, definitely lithography. Oh God, lithography. You gotta like grind the stupid stone, and it's really, really precise. It takes hours to grind the stone, and then the process. Oh my God, I cannot believe people for whom lithography is their focus. It's so hard. I mean, it makes intaglio printmaking look like a complete walk in the park by comparison. Andrew says Turner Vinson does finger paint with his plein air landscapes. Oh, how cool. Butter is asking, how long does it take the etching ink to dry? A really long time. I'm talking sometimes like 2 months, because it's oil-based. The oil-based ink, because it's not being absorbed. Okay, so typically speaking, if you use etching ink, you're printing something, printing it on paper. And so when you put the etching ink and it's impressed into the paper, that absorbs the ink. This doesn't do that. The etching ink, it pretty much sits on the surface. So there's no absorbency going on. And while it is sanded, it doesn't go into the paper. And so that's another reason why it takes so long to dry. If I remember correctly, it really, truly is about 2 months. I could be wrong, though. I can't remember. But you can't work on it even 2 weeks from now. It would still be wet. Zerton is asking, can you use this stuff on paper? I have to assume you're using Dura-Lar for a reason. Yeah, the reason I'm using the Dura-Lar is because it is translucent. So that's very different than if I was drawing on Reeves BFK printmaking paper that's like really opaque, dense, cotton rag white paper. So a lot of it is the translucency and the texture that I get from the translucency, because I would never have that if I was just using paper. Grand Idea says, how do you get Discord? Is it an app or a website? Yes, thank you, Jen. Discord is an app and a website. And if you guys go down to the description, we do have a page on our website, which I will show you right now. If you guys go to our website, which is artprof.org, again, link is in the description. And then if you go into the menu bar, you'll see there is a page here on Discord. So if you come here, this is where you'll find information on the Discord community. There's a 1-minute tour. We also have information about how to join. And we have step-by-step instructions. I'm very proud you guys took forever to do all these screenshots. But hopefully, this is going to make it a lot easier. For those of you, if you don't have experience with Discord, these are shot-by-shot instructions on how to get in there. And as always, we have wonderful moderators who are happy to help people. You'll have plenty of help from the community. And this is where I spend almost all my time, is in the Discord community. And then again, also Art Club. Our best program is also in the Discord. So yeah, come hang out with us. It's really fun over there. Okay. Part 2 of the stream in the fall, probably. Lisa says, slurp and slap of the gloves. Yeah. It's so weird. Like, how did it took me so long to figure out this technique. Probably took me a year to go through, because I tried all different kinds of other papers. I tried Mylar and I tried tracing paper and all these other things. And this took a while for me to really figure out. And the thing is, I was using the Dura-Lar for crayon drawings for the longest time. And it wasn't until I did this that I started using the etching ink. Okay, let's get back into it. Oh, these gloves. Okay, this is where, here's where the baby powder comes in. You just put a little on your hands like this. And I mean, you can also put it into the glove. That's something other people do as well. And I feel like Ralph Robinson, who did the photogravure video that we have, I feel like he showed me some trick where you blow into the glove. I cannot remember. But you know what? The baby powder really is enough. Oh, that's a little too much. Okay, anyway, I have all that baby powder. And now I'm going to put the other. I guess this is harder because on the live stream, I still have to take them off here and there. So you can see why once you get your gloves on, you don't really want to do that. Okay, there we go. I don't feel like I've been very expressive so far, but that's okay. This is a demo. Because this is what I like to do more of, is the more dramatic strokes. And also to use like the side of my thumb more. Yeah, I might not do that much more to the hair. So I like the idea of doing the hair and making it a lot more wispy. But she does have these like beautiful shadows that come down onto the neck. And so I like doing strokes like that, which are very, very light. It does feel very sculptural. That's really fun. So the thing is, you can put it on super, super dark, but I really think it's in some of the darker passages. So this is a way, oh, come on. Sometimes I'll just pull it. It's really more about, okay, you're putting the strokes down and you're pushing it across the surface. There is that push and pull. Because remember, the ink is not being absorbed. It's on the surface. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to have a lot of fun with these shadows. And remember, this is just the beginning part of this process. Because after this, what I would do is I would let it dry, and then I would add lithographic crayon to make some fixes. And then I would do some work with the knife. Add some cross-hatching to the surface. Well, I'm curious, anybody going to try this technique? It's a little weird, but I've enjoyed it. Yeah, I keep getting all these like sticky things. Ugh. God, I forgot what a pain in the ass this is. I can't believe I made so many. Did you guys know I made 50 portraits? They were all 2 feet by 3 feet. And I also made some larger than life size figure drawings with this technique. God, that must have taken forever. I guess I was like really trying to exhibit at the time. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to do all this really ambitious stuff. Now I'm like, oh, God. Oh, her chin is not big enough. Okay, so one thing you can do is do this with a rag, because I made the chin a little bit too hot. And I could go in and lift some of this and take some of these things and move them around. Like this is sort of, I don't know, to me this is sort of sculptural, like pushing with a rag. And that gets me a little bit more of a shift in value. Although, you know what? I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure I used some palette knife last time. Ugh. I'll do that in a minute. I need to get the chin better. The chin is, although I think the nose is too high. Let's push the nose up a little bit. And I think I made the whole face is like not, yeah, this whole edge is not good. I think I lost like the whole edge, whole right edge of the face. So we're going to go back in and really push it in there. I feel like I lost that whole side. Oh, that's better. Okay, so now we can see more of the contour of the face. So sometimes I like having something really thick, but the thing I don't like the strokiness of it. And so if I put down a stroke like this, sometimes, I guess I could use my palette knife to try this, like just push it up like this. Oh, I kind of like that. Oh, cool. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Oh, I really like that. That really helped me articulate some things. So here, that is like super thick. Oh, I wish I had a better way to do the mouth. I feel like that probably is something I will work on with the lithographic crayon. It's just, it's so delicate. It's really hard to use. But yeah, rag, always my best friend. I guess I could do it with a rag, but it feels better on my fingers. Yeah, see, part of me like really wants to pick up some crayon and draw. It's pretty hard to control things with this technique. But see, that's why the palette knife is good, because I can make strokes like that, which have a little bit more of a bite to them. Oh yeah, I did used to do this. I guess I didn't do it as much towards the later pieces, but I remember I have a couple pieces from the beginning where I did do a lot of palette knife work. It's just fun though. The range of marks you get is very, very different. Treat it very differently. God, I totally forgot that I had used a palette knife for some of these pieces. God, it's been such a long time. You know, when I was working on these drawings, my kids were like 3 years old, and now they're teenagers. And that's how long ago this was. Let's bring the neck back. I feel like I lost it. Okay, in the hair. See, I don't like how strokey this is, so I'm going to roll things around like that. This is great, you guys. I'm so happy to be drawing. I've just been buried under administrative stuff all week, and this is just such a relief to sit here and work on this. I would like to be working on some of my fumage pieces, but oh God, I just haven't had time. Like I really need to carve up time for that. Well, tell me in the comments, do you guys like a big chunk of time? Like say you cross out, okay, 4 hours to work, or do you work better in small sessions? Like some people really need like a good chunk of time. Other people really do not. I can't really work for 4 hours at a time. I think that would drive me really crazy. On the other hand, I need more than an hour. An hour really is not enough for me to get anything done. Okay, neck. Definitely have not spent time there. Okay, let me shoot some photos and I'll let you guys see what's going on in the Discord. Who's hanging out in the Discord right now? Tell me in the comments. I love it when you guys hang out with each other. It's just the most lovely thing. Oh yeah, there's one blob here that's really thick, and it's totally going to take 3 months to dry. Okay. Let's open up the Discord. Hope you guys are over there sharing your things. Yeah, we got some great activities. So Dave, sketching some hands in your sketchbook. Oh, I am liking this wrist action. Nice job. Yeah, see this, everybody? Knuckles, bony structure. That's where it's at when it comes to drawing the hand. So O is doing a small Neocolor crayon sketch, same reference. Oh, I love how rich these colors are. It's beautiful the way you're building that up. Like, this is so full, that peach on top of the yellow. Dave did a sketch earlier today. Oh, I love how playful the marks are up here, but then in the person, it gets tighter for more articulation. That's a really nice balance, Dave. Okay, yeah, you guys are like having a whole party in here. It's great. I love it. So Butter decided, I don't like ultramarine in my skies. Spent the entire week making color charts with all my blues. Oh, look at that. That's an extraordinary range of blues, Butter. Okay, Selena says, I think the cover is done. Oh, cool. What stitch is this? I've seen the stitch before, Selena's, but I totally cannot remember what it's called. Nancy says, thumbnail from last night. Nancy, you did a thumbnail? Oh, this is a running joke we have where I tell Nancy, I say, I'm going to lower your grade if you don't do thumbnails. But this is for the Art Dare. A lot of people have already gotten started. The Art Dare is fairies, gnomes, trolls, and elves. So if any of you guys want to get in there, remember, we do have the Art Dares channel. We can see in here, Nancy has been posting some mushroom work. We also have up here, I believe that Moss has gotten started with trolls. So this is a really fun Art Dare. Looking forward to see what you guys do in there. And we also have Lisa, Yupo, and Sennelier oil pastels. Oh, so Selena says it's Japanese stab binding. Awesome. Okay, let's take a look at some questions that people have. Oh, and I was also going to upload the most recent photos into the Discord. Hope you guys like that, because it's a really big difference than seeing it on the screen. Okay, so if you guys head to the Discord, you will see that I have posted, this is where the piece is right now. And then I've also shot. So does everybody see how 3D this is? I feel like here you can really see how thick it can get. And then here, this is like a little bit of palette knife stuff. Like, to me, this almost looks like dry charcoal. And that's because of the texture of the Dura-Lar. Okay, let's take a look at what people are asking about. And remember, put the word question in caps. If I miss your question, you can feel free to post it again. Tolly is asking, would the Tuesday live streams only be on Discord, or would you still upload to YouTube? It will be on YouTube, but it will be a private link that people in Art Club will have access to. We'll also have Art Club playlists that are organized by category. For example, Jen asked me last week about how to branch out of doing realism in artwork. So that was a question I recorded. Well, I sat down to record a 3-minute video. It ended up being 10 minutes. I can't stop talking. But yeah, they will be links that you can access in Art Club, which is, as I told everybody earlier, Art Club truly is our best program. I'm really proud of what we have built over there, of the community. A lot of people have been in Art Club since the pandemic, 5 years. Some people were right there, and we love it so much when we can really interact with each other on voice. And also, I do audio critiques over there, which I think is very different than a typed critique. Typed critique is helpful, but I record an audio critique, and I also provide a transcript, so that way it is more accessible. So Randy says, I work in 1 hour blocks at most. Jasmine, this looks delicious. All I think is stickiness. Like, I think when you've got the glove, it's like, oh, the glove thing is such a pain in the butt. Nancy says, my favorite is when I can lock myself in my house for a whole weekend. Actually, that happened once. I think it was a month ago. My spouse took our 2 kids out of town. I was like, yes! It's like, this is the greatest artist residency. I didn't have to apply. I didn't have to pay money, and nobody's going to bother me. It was great. 7A says, is there a solvent or medium that would allow you to lift any of it so you could work subtractively? Yes, I could use baby oil, because baby oil does clean up oil-based etching ink. I use that all the time. You could certainly use Gamsol as well. But you know something? I never really liked doing it reductively. I felt like the best results I got were when it was like thick into the paint. And then I like better just taking the rag and removing it. And I guess I could do that. But I don't know, maybe I'm just too set in my ways. But certainly that is an option. Okay, I think, oh, okay. Oh, wait, we already took that question. Jasmine says, are you using etching ink right out of the tin? Yes, I am. It is horrible and disgusting. There's my graphic chemical Renaissance black etching ink, and the link is in the description. You can get it from any of the printmaking companies like Renaissance Graphic Arts. That's the link I sent, but also Graphic Chemical as well. I just like Renaissance Graphic Arts because it's a really small business and I like to support them. Slap here. We can always count on you for the pun. Looks fun, but is a bit too etchy for me. Love it. Oh, Lisa says car mechanics often double glove. They change the outer glove often. The inner glove stays on. Oh, maybe I need that. The material Omizu is called Dura-Lar. I had the RISD store manager special ordered it for me a long time ago. It's very, very thick. And I did shoot a lot of the stuff with the sanding and everything. So that will come out later. Jen is asking, for the Dura-Lar for crayon work, were you using Neocolor 1? I was not. I was using lithographic crayon, and I was also using lithographic rubbing ink. Lithographic rubbing ink is like this, but stiffer, so it's not all sticky and gross. But I really like those a lot. I'm going to put this into the chat for you. So for Jen, lithographic crayons and lithographic rubbing ink, get at Renaissance Graphic Arts, or another printmaking company is McLean's. There's also Graphic Chemical. I feel like there's one I'm forgetting. Anyway, you can ask me in the Discord later on if you want specific links. But you should be able to do Neocolor on top of the Dura-Lar. I'm sure it would be just fine. Hi, Quentin. Great to have you here. Black pudding. Black pudding that tastes really bad. So a reminder to everybody, Tuesday live streams are moving to Art Club, because guess what? Art Club is just getting better and better, everybody, because Art Club now is going to have a video library that is going to have live streams. For example, I will be doing a 1 to 2 minute gesture drawing live stream in Art Club, and I also do video replies as well. So my recommendation, if you don't want to miss out on this new video library, sign up for Art Club. Link is in the description. It is our best program that I am so proud of. Okay, let's get back into this. I'm just going to recheck the focus. And I am recording this on my DSLR, so hopefully we will have. Just moving my mic. It's a real balancing act. Mic, easel, DSLR, webcam. I always get myself into these situations. It's like I can only move within this one limited range. I guess this would be a good ASMR stream, you guys. Who here is into ASMR? Because I feel like I don't really understand how it's different than just really pronounced sounds. Like Lauren told me you're supposed to like get a tingle up your neck or something. Like I don't really get it, to be honest. Okay, we're going to do some more on the hair. I feel like the hair is not very well established. And especially the direction of the hair, I think it's too much going the same way. Oh, you know what I should do? Let me put the piece a little higher because I want to be able to show you this bottom part. Is that going to cooperate? Okay. See, I'd rather do this on like a wall, but of course I don't have a nice wall. Come on, stay. So Sketch Pause, you love ASMR. So I want to know, what is it? Because I thought, okay, so there's ASMR like what we're doing right now with all the stickiness. But what about the ASMR where it's like people whispering? Like I find that a little creepy, but maybe I'm not understanding. I don't know. the sounds I can get on board for that because you know I like sound effects, but I don't like the creepy quiet speaking. I find that weird. Oh my god. Stupid thing doesn't want to stay. Let me try some more palette knife. I'm trying to get a spot down here that's like a nice chunk of shape. Oh, I don't like that. I think I got the shape a little wrong. So this is one of the reasons I really like this ink is that it looks very black at first, but then you can see it really has that like sepia color, which I think is really beautiful. Who here is like me and is obsessed with black and white images or monochrome? It's one or the other. I do enjoy color, and I have gotten better at color, but oh, black and white, it's just the greatest thing. I feel like I would pretty much always prefer black and white for my work. I'm not talking about other people's work. I also want to get a tightness up here in the hair. So I think about, okay, so this part is very smooth. Actually, I got to change the setting on the camera. Hang on a sec. I think it's a little bit too bright. Okay, there. I think that's better. See, this to me is like better than black and white because it has the feeling of black, but it's not 100% pure black. And also this black, it's very warm. I feel like there are some black materials where the black materials they're very cold, like they almost feel like blue. And those are the blacks I don't like as much. I really like this black because it is so warm. Well, I don't know. It's all relative. You could say this is a very cool brown, but I just know sometimes I use charcoal and it's like super blue, and I really don't like that for my own work. I want more tension up here. I feel like there are these strokes that push upwards. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay, I like that. Definitely missing out on that eye on the right. But wow, I forgot how much I like this technique. It's been such a long time since I drew this way. I feel like it's like giving me flashbacks. You know, when you see a movie or you hear a song and it just like takes you right back. Okay, so I want to know who here has seen this movie. Did anybody here see Dead Poet Society with Robin Williams? I was obsessed with that movie. I watched it so many times, and I'm obsessed with Robert Sean Leonard. Oh my God. And so anytime I see anything from that movie, it makes me feel like I'm 16. But it's funny how sometimes movies that you grew up with, and at the time you're like, oh yeah, that's fine. And then you watch it as an adult and you're like, oh my God, this is so racist. Or, oh God, this is not cool what they wrote in this movie. Like some of the movies, it's like, oh my God, this is so cringy to watch this. Some movies, some shows, oh boy, did not age well. Oh, it's getting a little mushy here. I'm really trying to get a strong contour. And actually, I think now the chin is a little too long, so let's pull it up a bit. But I also feel like I'm getting a little tight. Let me just fix the mouth. I think the mouth, it's like it went down too low. On the other hand, I didn't really put in this shadow either, so maybe that's it. But the mouth has a very particular shape. Oh, and I think the nose got too small. Let's remove a bit. Oh man, it looks really dopey now. Oh my God, the mouth is terrible. Oh geez, I gotta get rid of it entirely. I think the whole angle was wrong. I just really need to get that like pursing of the lips. Might be a little too exaggerated, but that's okay. I'd rather it be more exaggerated than something else. I think the position of the nose is weird. So a lot of this stuff, it might look very permanent, but when I go in with the razor blade, you can get rid of huge sections. Like I could totally erase that if I needed to. So that's the other thing about the technique, is it may seem like things are super permanent right now, but they're really not. Like I can get rid of any of these things later in the process. I think it's got a little too thick here. So sometimes you can sculpt a specific shape by just doing things around it. Something's weird about the nose. I think maybe I need to get this shadow in. I really didn't have this shadow very well. Maybe that will do it. why this contour is bothering me so much. It's hard to really make things clear, and I think I'm probably fighting it more than I should be. But I just always like to have something that I feel is like, okay, this is solid. I can work with this. By the way, who are some artists people have been looking at, or just name some artists who you really love? Because I will never run out of artists to learn about. It's better. I still feel a little weird about the hair on the left-hand side. I do like these shadows, though. These shadows are giving me a lot to work with. Okay, let's go back to the palette knife. I feel like I could. So this is the type of thing. This contour is very messy, but that's the type of thing I can go in and fix that later. I guess I didn't really do the shoulder. Maybe I don't need the shoulder. Let's see if I can. Maybe it's this side. Maybe there's not enough here. Oh yeah, I think she didn't have enough hair at the top. Okay, that definitely helps. Okay, let's take a break. I think the nose is way too long, but whatever. I don't really care about that. Okay, we're going to get some pictures into the Discord. But I just really like this technique because you can't get tight. Just every single stroke is so different no matter what you do. Okay, so these are going into the Discord. All right, let's see what people are saying. Yeah, keep dropping names into the chat. I think there's probably no one here who doesn't want to learn about new artists. And sometimes it's really nice just to get suggestions. You don't have to spend as much time searching for things. And by the way, everybody, in case you missed it, we do have 2 workshops running this month, Vibrant Portraits and Drawing Bugs. We've never run that workshop before. And the workshops are a 2-week experience. You got audio critiques for 2 weeks. There's also a 3-hour live session. Lots of support in the small group. I really enjoy working with people in these because we get to know each other very well. By the way, do people know I brought back our Facebook group? I think we ended it in 2020, but then I had a lot of people asking me about a Facebook group. So I thought, okay, let's go back. I don't love their interface, but we are there for those of you guys who are not on Discord or other social media. Hopefully this will be a great place. However, I will say that the party is in the Discord, everybody. This is where most of our activity happens. So ultimately, I would like for people to join the Discord, but if it's easier for you to meet us in our Facebook group, that is also okay. Fantastic. We've got a lot of great names going on in here. Pandora's box. Hopefully it's not as terrible and impactful in a bad way like Pandora's box. Great to have you here, Uni. Jasmine says, what if you had a little Easy Wipe compound on the rag? What is Easy Wipe compound? I can't remember. Isn't that the stuff that you mix into the ink? I can't remember. Like the last time I used that, it might have been when I was teaching relief projects, but remind me what the Easy Wipe compound. Like, isn't it in the same category as like body gum and stuff like that? Anyway, let me know, Jasmine. Kazuo says, how about spraying it with petrol? As in gas or something else? Or are you talking about like petroleum jelly? Yeah, let me know. I'm not entirely sure what you're referring to. Blue Ren. ASMR is like razor blades in my ears. Same goes for music behind narration. Yeah, how many people don't like that? Because I think for a long time, I felt like shorts would perform better with a music track, but I notice a lot of my talking head shorts where I'm just talking to you guys about something, I feel like I focus better when there's no music. Well, tell me in the comments, how many people here like there being music behind someone talking? And I know sometimes it depends on the length of the video. Like I don't mind music if it's a 1 minute short, but if it's like a 20-minute tutorial and there's music, like that drives me crazy. Constance, you understand me. Dead Poet Society. Same thing with Shorty Angel. Yes, George. Oh my God, that last scene. That last scene is like, oh, chills on my spine. I just love that. Val is not fond of ASMR. Shorty Angel says, I think it's amplifying sound for sensory experience, typically with sounds that create texture. Yeah, there's like people on YouTube, I think they eat shellfish, and there's this like sucking sound that people really enjoy. I'm like, I don't think I would like to listen to that. Okay, so Uni says not past 1 minute. Lisa says no music. Same thing with George. Okay, well, that's good to know because I feel like I've been leaning more towards no music in the shorts. I mean, obviously with something like this, we're not going to have music on, but for the shorts, that's really the only place that we do add a music track. Yeah, look up some of these artists, everybody. I can't do it right now, but hopefully all of you are getting some great suggestions. Okay, let's go over and see what people are doing in the Discord. Lisa is mushing oil pastel around on Yupo. Look at that. Oh, I love the palette knife work, Lisa. And here, oh, you're doing it with your fingers. I can totally see that, Lisa. Great job pushing those pastels around. This is Dave, switched up mediums. Girl drawing bubbles. Oh, I really like the marker work. You got some nice big chunks of shapes, but you also have some delicate outlines on the hair. Okay, so here's where I am right now. And if you zoom in, you can start to see the piece coming together. And here is where you guys can see like really up close. So does everybody see these lines here? That's the texture of the sanding. And then if you look at one like this, okay, so this is palette knife. This is my finger. This is a little bit of both. But so the concept here is that I'll do as much as I can at this stage. And then when it dries, I would go over this with a lithographic crayon. So that way I'm able to clean up, sharpen some edges, get some better line work. And also I would go in with a knife so I could scrape things away. Okay, so Jasmine says, Easy Wipe is an additive that reduces the tack of the etching ink. That's it. I knew it. I knew it was something like that. Oh, so it seems like a lot of people don't really like the music. I find a lot of the music tracks obnoxious. Like if I want to hear a tutorial and I want to focus, like I don't want music behind there. It's just really hard. Well, so one thing I was doing today, I was having this issue with my mic in Audition, which is Adobe. And I go on, like, because I had to figure out this one thing about the mic. Oh, and I hate searching for things like that, because I skimmed like 4 videos and I read all these articles. I still didn't get the answer. Who here feels my pain? I was so annoyed. But that's, again, another reason I recommend you guys join Art Club, because you can just come here and ask us. Like, I wish I had Art Club for Adobe Audition, because I'm really bad at Audition. I'm pretty good at Premiere, but Audition I'm not good at and really need a lot of help. If you come to Art Club, this is where, actually, you know something? People ask me all the time. They say, how do I learn faster? My reply is always, you don't. It takes as long as it takes to learn something. And I find when I try to learn something faster, I don't learn it. Then I have to start over and really learn it. But I do think learning can be faster when you are getting answers from people who know what they're doing. Because, okay, I don't have an art club for Audition. I couldn't go in and be like, where's the mic setting? That would have saved me a lot of time. Like, I kept searching through all these things. And so I do think our programs like Art Club and also the workshops, it's like you just ask and it's like, boom, there's the answer. Like, I hate searching for things. Tell me in the comments, what's a thing you have searched for and you still didn't get the answer? Like, it drives me insane. Like, most of the time I can get it, but this is like one dumb thing on Audition. I could not find it anywhere. And some of the tutorials, like, I had this one that I was watching and there were like no screenshots of Audition. I'm like, how am I supposed to use this tutorial if you're just telling me verbally where the settings are? I was like, like, so irritated by that. But yeah, I think that is a solution that we do provide in Art Club, which is to just get the answers fast. And not only that, but having a group, a community of people you can ask things from is also extremely important. Jen says, also important to ask questions to someone who not only answers your question, but answers the question you should have asked. They understand what you're asking. That's really, really funny. Because it's true. Like, sometimes you're asking something and it turns out it's actually something else. And then the other thing I like about our Discord is you can ask follow-up questions. Like, I've asked Wartink so many times about solvent-free oil painting, and he's helped me so much in Art Club. And it's just really nice because none of us have one question. We ask one question, ponder it, do some things, then we come back and we ask another question. So it's also the ability to have that follow-up in terms of the questions. Oh, says, best YouTube experience was back in the 10s when a tutorial was just a bad 140p recording of a desktop with a notepad. Sandstorm Larry. Yeah, remember those olden days? Sketchpaw says, it's also because your voice is very clear and pleasing. Well, I hope so. Actually, okay, I'm gonna show off for a minute. I had a friend in graduate school who was from Korea, and his English wasn't that good. But you know what he told me? He said I was the easiest person to understand because I enunciate things. He said that a lot of people he found mumbled a lot, and it was really hard for him to understand them, but he liked how I spoke. I was very proud of that comment. And Brandon says, it's more annoying now to search for things now that Google is using crappy AI. Well, Google, you have to sift through AI and like 8 sponsored posts until you find it. Like, when did they decide to put all that crap in the way? Because I don't want the AI reply. I want the real top search. Yeah, AI is in everything. I feel like every app I use is always like, do you want to make this? I'm like, I don't. Just want to edit. Okay, leave me alone. Don't tell me you want to enhance my face. Oh, actually, so I don't know if anybody here reads Social Cues in the New York Times. It's a help column. And somebody wrote in this week and said, well, I used AI to do all these things to make myself look better. And I look so good. I posted the picture and everybody thought I looked amazing. Is it ethical for me to use that AI image on a dating app? I was like, I don't think that's a good idea. It's sort of like if you buy something and then you open it and it doesn't look like the thing you thought you were buying. I think that would be very, very bad. Well, that's the thing. I think, Lisa, is the lack of reliability. Like, we don't know if that's right or wrong. And that's a big problem. Like, I want to know what's real. And also going to a site that you trust, going to the New York Times, you know there are not lies on that newspaper or other reputable websites. And I feel like that's a big part of it. Like, I don't want it just spit out some AI thing. Yeah, like Jen says, it's like buying a product on Temu where the images were all AI, then you get something completely different and cheap. Yeah, that really bothers me. Well, you know what's really funny is I did a lot of gesture drawings with the lithographic rubbing ink, and they're really, really messy looking. Okay, they have like thumbprints and stuff. And I thought to myself, well, nobody will ever buy these. They're so sloppy. But you know what? I sold so many of them on my Etsy shop a long time ago. And I realized it's not that people won't buy something with finger marks and that's a mess. They just have to know that it's there. So if I had an image of my drawing and I changed the contrast and I photoshopped out the fingerprints, that's when people don't like it. They want to know what it is that they're getting. And that was a big lesson for me, because I always assumed that to sell work, it had to be very like neat and presentable, but a lot of people bought those gesture drawings. Yeah, George says they're spending so much on developing AI, they feel they have to use it, whether it's helpful or not. Okay, let's get back into this. Definitely needs another pass. Trying to figure out if it needs. Well, hang on. Let me step back and just look at it, because now is a good time to do that. So I'm squinting and I'm looking at the image. I feel like the eyes got a little too big. Yeah, I think I got to wipe that down. It got too big and pronounced, and something's weird down here. Maybe I should just take away. But the thing is, I was having so much fun with that palette knife. But if I do too much palette knife, it might be difficult to deal with later. Okay, let's cut back on the eye. I'm going to erase for a little. Well, wipe away. Let's do that for a little bit. Okay. And this, I'm just going to use the rag. I'm not going to bother with the gloves. We're just going to push. Oh, I like that. That was good. I'm going to also soften some of the edges. Yeah, oh my God, this got really bad up here. Too much. Because I think what happens is some of the strokes end up being like really harsh, and then I need to push them in a little more. Yeah, so I guess this is another stage almost where I start doing things like this. I feel like there's too much up here, but I do like that stroke though. It's sort of weird. I feel like I'm doing a reenactment of my drawing process. I think I was like in my 30s when I made this work. Oh, actually, let's do this. So what I'm doing right now is I'm taking the plexiglass sheet and I'm just dabbing my rag in there. Let's do that for a little bit. Maybe that'll help me slow down and get some of the drawing part a little stronger. Oh yeah, that's actually working really well. Okay, I like that. Because I feel like the contour really has to get better. This is like... So this is a way that I can still get that range. It's not quite the same thing as my finger, but it still allows for the range of strokes. And I'm going to get a nice juicy black in here. I feel like that's a pretty important pocket of black. Let's turn this into more of a shape. I can zoom in. I guess that's the most I can zoom. All right, give me a sec. I just have to change the focus. Yeah, I feel like the neck is just really weak right now. Maybe that's the problem. I think the neck is not very well defined. Also, this shadow on the nose is a bit of a pain, and I think I also made it get too big. So let's try to really fix that. I think I want more palette knife action. The palette knife just felt so good, especially in the hair. I feel like it's really good for making the hair harsh looking. By the way, tell me in the comments, how many of you guys have done printmaking before? Now, I understand it's not always the easiest practice for people to pick up because you need some expertise. You have to get a lot of supplies and things like that. Tell me in the comments if anybody here wants to try it. Who here is not interested at all, which is fine. And maybe some of you guys are experienced printmakers. I forget who it was. Maybe remind me in the comments, but whoever mentioned easy white compound, I know you've done printmaking in a professional shop. Easy white compound, not a very well-known material for your average person. You know, maybe this should be a big shape. I think I'm lacking something that has like a real presence to it. So I need to see this more as like an anchor or something. It's like I need a big chunk of shape. Not getting that here. Maybe something at the top. I just want to make sure that the palette knife strokes are not stuck to one area. So that's one of the reasons I put some of it into the face, because otherwise the face can end up looking like super mushy. So that's why right now I'm just adding more of that stuff. I'm actually liking the hair. I didn't think I would, but sometimes with the face, it's like you just need so much work to like clean it up. This is probably getting close to the point where I would have to stop and let the etching ink dry before I did anything else. It's something here. What is it? It just needs a little more tone. I still think it's a palette knife thing. So I like the harshness of some of those strokes. Like this contour, I'll fix it later. No, it looks not so great right now. So yes, I'm not kidding when I say if you guys want to see me continue this, it's not going to happen this summer. Well, I don't know, maybe in August. Who knows? Oh, I guess I can't. Well, let me see if I have baby oil somewhere. I swear I do. I don't know if it's easily accessible right now, though. By the way, if you guys missed it, the color ebook is out. Very excited. I was very proud of my staff. Oh, here it is. I found it. Oh, my God. Wow. Look at that. I found an art supply, and it only took me, look, I found it. It's my baby oil. Let me try it. I'll see. I don't usually do this, but let me just see what happens. I'm just very curious about that. Okay. So I'm just going to put a little baby oil on the rag. Let's just see. Ah, don't squirt. Because I think there's, oh, it's not, well, it's not doing a lot. It is, well, I don't know. Maybe I should lift here. I feel like here is where I really added way too much. Maybe I should try adding more baby oil. Because this is the only part that's like really bothering me. Oh yeah, that worked. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I added so much here. I really shouldn't have. Oh yeah, that's much better. Okay, I like that. Yeah, that eye was like getting way too big. Bring back some of the darks up here. It got a little bit too light. Oh, this is not, okay, I guess I need to remove some here. Chin should be a lot rounder. I think it got a little too rectangular. Okay, that's better. All right. I'm sort of at the point where I have to like stop and look. But I think I do need to remove more. Maybe in the hair, there's too much going on. Maybe this is too harsh. Maybe these strokes have to come down more. A little more cleanup on the eye. Okay. I still feel like the nose is weird looking, but you know what? Noses are always weird looking. Okay, there's this like one muscly area up there that I'm trying to soften a little bit. I feel like some of these edges are getting very harsh, which I don't like. Might be a little too much white in here, but I sort of feel like it's okay. Maybe if I just add a little tone down here. Oh yeah, that helped. Okay, good. And maybe on the nose as well, it shouldn't be so white. So I'm just rubbing in a little bit more tone. Oh, the nose is way too long. Let's just trim it. Stepping back. I don't like this black outline. It's like too much the same. Oh, that's better. Yeah. Okay, that broke it up. Oh, much better. Okay, I'm happy. Yes, that's it. This was too black. I needed to get rid of that edge. Let's bring back a little more texture. I liked that baby oil. I don't know, for some reason, maybe I did use it before, but I don't remember it being that prominent last time, but I am getting older. See, I'm always thinking I've got too much black. Like maybe I should cut back here. Let it open up a bit more. Because the black does get very flat if you have too much of it. Then again, you do need it. Okay, let's take some photos so I can show you guys what this looks like. So the thing about the baby oil is it does allow me to remove, but it's not as good as I would suspect Gamsol is, where I really could like wipe things out. Get some close-ups. I'm very happy with my palette knife. So some of these are really close. You can really see the texture. Okay. Let's see what people are saying in the Discord. All right, so let me show you guys. This is the most recent version. And you can start to see some of the texture. If I zoom in. So does everybody see these lines? Stuff down here, that is all the sanding. Here, this line, that's all sanding. And if we come down to the bottom, So what I like about the sanding is it sort of moves through. It picks up the texture very differently. And then you can also see some close-ups, like here. You can really see the texture on this side. So if you guys want to see in the Discord, that's what we've got. Let's see what else people are up to. We have, oh, this is wonderful. You added more color. Oh, I really like the direction of the stroke. And the lighting is so good. You really got those volumes to pop. Butter says, happy with this one. Need to get where I can do this consistently. How many people here want to be more consistent? Because maybe I'm a weirdo, but I don't think anything I do artistically is consistent. I think there are certain things I don't struggle with as much where I'm like, okay, I feel pretty confident, but maybe consistency is something else. I don't know. I'd love to hear that because consistency comes up a lot in the Discord. Randy says 2-minute sketches. You think number 9 is the worst? Oh, but you've got a really delicate touch, Randy. And really nice job. So much structure in those hands. Yeah, this is also hard to show the segments of the hand, but you've done a really great job of showing that structure of a hand. Love that you guys are all chatting in here. Oh, Lisa, you got rid of the background. Whoa, okay, Lisa, I am so in love with this part of the pants. Wow, that really looks like a monotype. It's really a beautiful range of value you've got. Okay, Salinas. I love this. It's so soft and delicate and a beautiful sense of light, Salinas. Okay, and Dave is sharing a workspace. Very cool. I love it. I love seeing people's workspaces. It's just the coolest thing. Okay, let's get back into some of the comments. Tally says, I do try to make art a daily habit and build an audience with my art. Jen says, I've never been very consistent. I feel like my art hasn't grown much due to that. So I'm taking the time to try and work on something most days. Yeah, I think growth is a challenging thing. I think we all want to see visible growth, but sometimes the growth, it just doesn't show itself for a while. Sometimes it's like you have to have the right thing that really shows off that progress. I love how Neil's back. You went grocery shopping and we're still here. That is so cool. Oh, 7A says, I think they make a matte Yupo with some built-in texture. Oh, I guess I haven't looked into that. Yupo paper, it's so cool, but it's not cheap. Like, it's really pricey. So that's one reason why I haven't used it that much. We also have Tally. Would baby oil be good for oil painting or no? Probably not. I don't have a chemical reason why, but oils have so many other things that are better. Like, for example, I was using that safflower oil. You can have linseed oil. There's so many other things that I don't see a compelling reason why you should try baby oil. I do use baby oil with oil pastels. Like sometimes if I want to like just loosen it a little bit, that can be nice if I want to do like some smudging with oil pastels. We also have Butter, who says sometimes you can find it as mineral oil in the pharmacy. Same stuff, no scent. Inexpensive. Oh, you use butter, baby oil on your jelly plate? I love baby wipes. Baby wipes clean jelly plates so well. They're amazing. Jen wants to see me continue this. Yeah, it might be in August. But I think a lot of people have been interested in these drawings. And so if you guys feel that that's cool, we can definitely do that, because I have documentation of the scraping part, but I don't have documentation between this and the scraping part. Like, there's a lot of drawing that happens before I start scraping things away. Tally says, stamping is a form of printmaking. Oh yeah, rubber stamps, all kinds of stamps. It's all printmaking. Slepnir says, barely dabbled in it. And Jen has done lino cuts. And we also have Butter, who talks about consistency. I'm annoyed with messing up 75% of my watercolor skies that aren't a flat wash. With my practice in general, I'm consistently inconsistent. That's fantastic. Brandon says, it's frustrating when I have a day where it feels like I instantly improved in an area, only to be bad at it again the next day. Well, here's the thing. It's impossible for people to always get better, better, better. People tell me that, okay, well, I did a great drawing yesterday. I did a drawing today. It looks terrible. That doesn't mean you got worse. It just means that how pieces come out, it's unpredictable. And that's why one thing I really encourage people to do is to make a lot of work. If you make a lot of work, it's not going to bother you so much, because you'll be able to say, oh, I'll just make another one. Sometimes for some people, it doesn't help them to do a lot of pieces. It depends on what you want to do. But I think especially people who are doing figure drawing, absolutely put in the hours. Because I think if we're trying to like track our progress with every drawing, like I could look at this drawing and say to myself, oh, it doesn't look as good as the ones I did 12 years ago. Oh, that means I'm worse. That means my technique has gone downhill. It's not. It's just different. I'm a different person than I was in 2012. There was no Art Prof. I didn't have the idea for Art Prof until 2014. O says, the thing about improving means that sometimes you will fail. That's part of the process. I wouldn't say sometimes, I'd say quite often you will fail. That is the case. And I think what happens is a lot of people don't understand that behind that one drawing that looks really good, there's 30 that look terrible all the time. That's everybody. I don't care who you are. You're going to have those drawings. And by the way, I did just see that Jen posted grinding on some figure drawings. Well, I'm so excited to see these, because I was talking to Jen about these in Open Studios, which is part of Art Club. And I just love tracking people's progress, because, oh, wow, you got really, really into the shading, Jen. Oh, the shading is getting super energetic. And that's one of the reasons I really love Art Club, is that I really do have that opportunity to work with people. I really get to know you. That's a really big difference. In case you guys missed it, Art Club is expanding to have its own video library. For example, Tuesday live streams are now moving to Art Club. We have an upcoming stream on 1 to 2 minute gesture drawings. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me for that. And then the other thing that is part of the Art Club video library is video replies. So sometimes people will ask me questions in the Discord, and I have found it a lot faster to just record a video for people as a reply, because then not only does the person who asked it gets the reply, but everybody else gets the reply as well. And of course, you can go back and listen to it as much as you want. So I recommend you guys come join Art Club. It is our absolute hands down best program that we offer. I'm very proud of what we've built over there. And a reminder, you can do a 1-week free trial. You can do that in the Discord, in the server shop. If you guys want instructions for that, just go down to the description. There is an art club link, and we have lots of information down there on how to do that. Oofsie says, it's hard when you expect instant growth for work. I have to just accept the work for fun and enjoy the process. How many here play some kind of sport? I remember when I started with volleyball, I started in 7th grade. And the thing about volleyball is you have to be able to keep the ball in the air. If the ball's not in the air, nothing's happening. And the thing about it is when you first start with volleyball, everybody is so bad that you can't even keep the ball in the air. Like people, the ball's just dropping. Like it's never, you never get a volley, okay? And then when you get better, that's when it gets really fun. But in the beginning, it's like so awkward because you can't even do what you're supposed to be doing, which is to keep a volley going on. And I think it's the same thing. It's like we all have that awkward phase, and it is going to be like that for a very long time. Yeah, like Slepnir here says, each day is a different day and it can be better or worse. Absolutely. Jen says, huge benefit of Art Club. Not only can you get a critique on your work, you can read and listen to critiques on other artists' work and see the progress. It's so educational. Absolutely. That's the thing, is sometimes you guys will ask for help, and that's wonderful. But listening to the help that other people are getting is another way to learn, which is fantastic. Blue Wren says, Art Club is all about fun too. If you're feeling low about your work, you can post. Instantly, people will comment and lift your spirits. Absolutely. We all have moments where we get down on ourselves or our work, and we promote a very kind, supportive culture where people will come in and help you. So think about it, you guys. Do that 1-week free trial. It's a really great experience. A reminder, we also have 2 workshops this month, Vibrant Portraits and Drawing Bugs. And a reminder to join our email list so you don't miss out on anything because of a stupid algorithm. Link is in the description. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye.